Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. We had a couple breaks that were involved, so thankfully we're back and we're going to be running steady for a couple weeks here. But welcome back for round 8 at the GT4 doubleheader at Brands Hatch for the 2021 Fall Championship. Here at Brands Hatch, it's a, a great circuit here. It's going to be a lot of corners, and it's going to be really tight. I don't foresee any of these drivers getting past the 132s, especially during qualifying. Hopefully, the track stays pretty calm and collected, as a lot of the drivers are fearing for the rain. We're just ending free practice, and we're going to be underway on qualifying. And from what it looks like on free practice, we only have 4 drivers that have been able to pull off a 132 within that hundreds of their best, and a lot of the other drivers are pulling in 133. So once we get into qualifying here, we'll see who goes out first. It looks like Danny Basin is going to be outshined by Josh Willis, who has gone out first. It looks like Josh Willis doesn't have any teammates along with him right now, so be kind of a bummer for the team, as they won't be able to get a lot of team points here. Um, Going at the log though, we have Danny Baisden in P1 on the scores in the Area 52 racing. He's got 384 points. Right behind him is that BMW M4 of Andreas Masachero, and then Ellard Mesa with 323 and 310. So not far behind, especially since you're looking at a doubleheader that's 30 points each. 60 points can pull them in closer if Danny Basin does not end up winning this doubleheader. Then you got Ed Kerstetter, another driver from the Air 52, and Josh Willis in P5, Riley Manier in P6, David Carter in P7, Diego Masachero in P8, Joseph Kostovich in that KTM, he's in P9, and Andrew Pickrell in that Audi R8 in P10. That's just rounding that off there. We do have a driver that has not actually showed up for his band, his qualifying band. It's going to be DJ Swizzle Steve, and I don't see Steve in the lobby, so he's one of the only drivers that has a qualifying ban. And he is not on board. It's not here with us right now. And here goes Josh Willis on his flyer. Going into the Pilgrim's Drop here, it's going to be interesting where he's going to end up making up time. A lot of the drivers were losing a lot of time in Sector 3, whereas I think Josh Willis had a better Sector 3 time than some of the other drivers on the board. David Carter was fastest through Sector 3, and a lot of other drivers were picking up almost half a second off of what he's doing there. So definitely be something to note with Josh Willis. Ooh, looks like a little wobbly there. Crosses the line with the 133.5. That's not going to be fast enough, as some of these drivers are definitely going to pull off a quicker time. There goes Danny Basin with a 132.271, followed by Jose Bravo with a 135.5. And next across the line is going to be one of these drivers here. It looks like that's the Flying Lizard of Andrew Pickrell, as he goes 9th fastest. Nope, that wasn't Andrew Pickrell. Jesus, what was that one? Train Boy, look at that. Picking up for TWP Racing. He pulls off a 132.7. Ellard Mesa with 132.3. David Carter with a 132.7. Diego P5. Jason Provolone P6. Josh Willis staying at P7. Ed Kerstetter not able to improve on that first flyer. He was P9. Wow, this is shaking up real quick. Andreas Mazzuchetto beats out his brother by only a matter of a tenth, 2/10 on that driver. Riley Manier goes P8 ahead of Josh Willis. Joseph Kostovich crossing the line in that KTM with a 132.4. Just pulling up a little bit of the records here. We have Andreas Mazzuchetto, who's fastest through Sector 2. We have Ellard Mesa, who's fastest through Sector 3. And we have Joseph Kostovich in the KTM, fastest through Sector 1. I mean, what's going on with this driver that we need to see here? He's already improving upon his time, just minorly, though. And where he really needs to find his stride is, whoa, Danny Basin across the line with a 131.9. And he didn't think he was going to be able to get into the 130s. He's only a full 2 seconds off, but that's pretty impressive. So I did not foresee a single driver to get into the 132s. Hey, Shy Guy, thanks for joining us. And Joseph Kostovich, who was just in a 9-for-9 race at Bathurst, already back at another race here. Can't believe he's going to be doing another. There's a doubleheader there, so that's 4 hours of racing, 3 hours of racing. That's going to be a lot of time, but he's already slowed just slightly. Maybe he's use that toe to get past that driver in slingshot. He's got 2/10 off his time, going faster right now. And there he goes across the line. He beats out Ellard Mesa for P2. Ooh, and there is a flying lizard on the side. What an impressive lap by this KTM driver. Let's see who else we got going on here. We have Reggie King, who's already 3/10 off. He's with RHD Racing. He's going to be right behind one of the Tocos Locos team right there. We have a lot of drivers that are in the pits. Riley Manier and Mike Burkhoff have slated their spot. They are both P8 and P9 right as it stands, and they are already in the pits. We have Reggie King back on him, half a second off of his best time, and he's going to be crossing the line. He's P17 now, and he goes to P12. Look at that, pulling it in. That's very well done. As Ali Raza of TWP Racing is also going to be crossing the line. He's 24th right now, and he jumps to 11, pushing out Josh Willis, who's already 3 seconds off of his time. Oh, he's crossed. Ed Kerstetter drops to P12 now. Or jumps to P12. He had a lot less of impressive a time before. Let's see. Joseph Kostovich of 949 Sim Racing, already 2/10 off his time. If he could get 3/10, he might pull it off. He might be able to get P1, but he's actually losing a little behind through that final corner. Without that toe, he does still hold the fastest Sector 1 time, so he's got that nailed down. And unable to improve upon his time too much so, he definitely needs to pull 2/10 off more to get P1 on that pole. We have Ellard Mesa with 4/10 off his delta, and he's going to be going through Sector 2. That's right after Pilgrim's drop there, and going through this corner. Let's see what he can do. Still mighty impressive. Sector 2 is in his favor. He's gaining time. He's now 6/10 up, and that's a 132.3, which means if he maintains this level of discipline going through these corners, and this racecraft just improving even through that corner, he can take pole from Danny Basin. The first time ever in the last 3 races, is it possible for this driver to finally pull ahead and show what he's capable of, show what the North American Peruvian Sim team is capable. He goes across the line, and he improves. But it's... Oh! He's P1! It just did an update. Wow! Ellard Mesa pulls off a 131.7. What an impressive drive. And he's still going at it. He's got the rhythm. He doesn't need to go further. What an obstacle that driver is shaking up as Jarek Snyder goes across the line and he picks up P20 with a 134.7. Wow. Provisionally, Ellard Mesa of the Naps team is on the pole. He's going to be on the front row. Unfortunately, I believe P1 is going to sit on the outside of turn 1, which may not be a good thing. But what a fantastic drive. He's had some obstacles in the last couple races, and it looks like he's going to try to at least pull off a finish here. As we have Riley Minier back out on the track, going out on another flyer lap. He's going through Sector 3 right now to the Burhan Straight as they go. He's only a 10th off. He's gaining a little bit of time. He might get to 2/10. He's P10 now. He crosses the line. He's P8. Pushes ahead. And not a lot of other drivers can say that at the moment in time. Andreas Masachero is still green. He's P7 right now. His brother's ahead of him. He's 3/10 off his time. That would beat out his brother. They are only off by 2/100. So to put that in perspective, Diego is ahead with a .565 and Andreas has a .586. That is there's driving in this this family's blood, because they are really on point with each other, as he is going to be the last driver to go out ahead. It's actually Jason Provolone is the last driver that's still going through the Sector 5. He's going to be the last driver. Andreas Masachero is invalidated his lap at some point, and he will not improve upon his time. As we are winding down qualifying, we have Jason Provolone, who is P5 at the moment, and he needs a good 3/10 to secure a P4 finish through qualifying. And it's anyone's game. He's not gaining anything right now, and he's going to cross the line and not improve upon his time. Well, that was very exciting, everybody. Ellard Mesa, P1. Danny Baisden, P2. Joseph Kostovich, P3. David Carter, P4. The Area 52 drivers have been split. This is the first time this has happened in the last couple races, as they have made history finishing in a 1-2-3 in the last 2 races, and now are sitting split on the grid for the first time. What a fantastic... I wonder what's going to happen here. Anything can happen. Oh, no, Andreas has the inside lines. Or, sorry, Ellard Mesa has the inside line, so that's going to be really advantageous for this driver. He's going to be able to maintain that inside line going into turn 1, 2, and hopefully he gets out in front on 3. We have Area 52 sitting in 2 and 4 with that KTM on the inside of Joseph Kostovich. Just get a good look at these drivers' cars. We got 2 minutes and 35 seconds till we start this Brands Hatch doubleheader here. And then for the first time, I think all 3 Naps drivers are technically higher in the grid than all 3 Area 52 drivers. And this Jason Provolone in that blue Traxion TWP Racing, and that is Riley Minier in P8 next to Train Boy in Ollie Raza in P9 and Train Boy in P10. That's some great positioning for the TWP Racing. That's all 3 drivers in the top 10, with Mike Burkhoff in P11 rounding out the Greendale Community College. I think there's actually one more. Yeah, we'll get to him. Ed Kerstetter is sitting at P12 right now, with Josh Wilson P13. And then we have Reggie King of the RHD Racing, and that wins Ginetta. And then we have the Flying Lizard Motorsports of Jed Engelman. And then Constable Cody Wasserman, P16, in that Greendale Community College. Followed by Professor Chronotis in P17, and his teammate Andrew Pickerel of the Rich Energy or Totally Legit Racing Team. And there's Jose Bravo in P19 in the Tocos Locos driver, followed by Jarek Snyder. And that is a very fantastic livery. Just get a little close-up on that. Just the way it sheens. And then there's another Flying Lizard Motorsports, and that's Romulus in P21, followed by T Masters. Tran Masters, I think, is in P22, but followed by his teammate Erica Cassian in P23. And then we have Santiago Orozco in Tocos Locos. And then Beachley in P25. Rounding it out, we have 30 seconds left to go before we start engines. And the litany of Mitches. And it looks like all drivers are going to be starting on the same tire set. And everybody is ready. Nobody's still up in the air. We are underway on this formation lap. As we head underway on this formation lap, how's everybody's nights going? Anybody having a good day? I know I am. Having a great day. It's always befitting to look at the driver in the lead here, starting this all off. As they head into Sector 2. I'm not going to call it now, but I foresee that there might be some slight complications going through Sector 1 on the first lap. Let's hope that's not the case, but Brands Hatch can be very unforgiving through that first corner. Doesn't look like Ellert's trying to warm up his tires at all, although the GT4 cars definitely need that warmth brought in the tires, as they are definitely a lot cooler to start. Looks like we have one of the drivers is a little out of place. I think that's the Kramer 55 Erica Cassie. He's definitely having to make his way out there. We're about to start this really exciting race here. And Vulcan Backerdan, thank you for the rate, man. Appreciate it. As we go green, 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 it looks like Danny Basin's already got ahead. And through that first corner, coming in there quickly. That is smooth racing so far. Everybody's clean. Still clean. Elart Mesa just had a bad start. That's Danny Basin already in P1. with Joseph Kosovich already being taken out of his spot as David Carter gets ahead of him in P3. Still no incidents logged. That is quite the shock there. And it looks like David Carter's really on the heels. Might try to pull off a move. It's a difficult track to pass on, so it'll be interesting to see where he ends up trying to go. I think it's going to be through Sector 3. That's a really good spot going in that final corner. And everybody's still clean. I don't believe Danny Basin is pulling away just yet. He's about 4 tenths off this driver right now. And nobody's taking out those ballards just yet. But they will definitely be taken. As we're sitting on board with Ellard Mesa, who's definitely still in contention here. He has not let this driver slip away from us. He goes a little off track. Not enough for an invalid lap, though. And the straight line speed of a BMW is where these Camaros definitely have to worry about. Especially with that toe being so close. And it looks like a lot of these drivers are rounding out. We already have a good gap forming between P5 and P6 with already a 2-second gap. Still no incidences that are glaring to look at. I guess a few points of contact. Car number 72 of Mike Burkhoff is gone. Oh, that is David Carter. I was looking at a switch on. We're going on board with David Carter, not Joseph Kosovich here. As he's been on the attack for a couple laps now. Ellard Mesa is now 7 tenths off of Danny Basin, going through the fast sectors, but David Carter has actually pulled towards him, Ellard Mesa, and he is now 3 tenths off, 2 tenths off through the fast sectors, which makes all the difference up. And still nothing, as we'll jump on board with Andreas Montecchero of the Naps team. He is P7. He's pushing Riley Manier right now, trying to catch up to his brother. Oh, a little carrying a little bit of speed there. Maybe not too much. Ed Kerstetter from P12 is already jumping to P9. He's definitely improved upon his position here for the Area 52 team. But is it going to be enough with 25 minutes on the clock to get ahead? And it looks like that's Ali Raza trying to make a go on the inside as they go side by side through this corner. Ellard Mesa takes Ali Raza takes a little bit of grass on that one. As we have TWP Racing, we have Jason Provolone followed by Ed Kerstetter, then the TWP guys, Ali Raza and Train Boy, all formed a good, comfortable pace with each other, and they are right on the heels of Ed Kerstetter as he is on the heels of their teammate. Oh, and there goes Jason Provolone off to the side. He's in the dirt, and that's all the room he needs to go by Ed Kerstetter, just passing through. So does Ali Raza against his teammate. That's unfortunate for the TWP drivers there, as they lose a little bit of position because of that, but I don't believe this is it for them. And about even on their sector times. With the last lap of 133, with only a couple tenths separating them. And that is the Diego Masachero with only a tenth off of Riley Menier. Is he going to try to pull something? Tries to bite at it a little bit, but pulls back in line. And we can see that Diego's definitely trying to find his spot. Where is he going to be able to make a move? Definitely won't be in turn 1. Possibly turn 2. If he gets a good run out here. Oh, as we have a car off already. Look at that. That's on board. That is one of the, I think that's Chronotis next to his teammate right there. Oh, that is unfortunate. He blew wide through turn 1. And there's Constable Cody Wassam overtaking T Masters of the Beetlejuice team. I think it's the Beetlejuice team. Yeah, Beetlejuice. Okay, it's close. And that is Chronotis falling behind. Let's see if he can't make something happen here. How's it going, Whelp Cakes? Everything's great. Just not too late. Only 8 minutes. We have, while we have a second here, I will pull away so we can see. Ooh, look at that. Look at, that's Jarek Snyder trying to have a little peek at Masters there. They're definitely having the pace to do so. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be able to pull that off. Both these drivers are going quick. Ooh, as he goes a little wide. Not a little wide. He had a little bit of a sputter there going through that corner. And Kronos overtakes his teammate, Jarek Snyder. We'll pull towards a good view here as we are going to see Danny Baston in P1. He started P2, outbeaten by Ellard Mesa through quali. But the start of this race was just perfect for Basin there. But Ellard just a little bit slower on the gun, and he was overtaken through the first corner, and it's been this way ever since. And that is unfortunate for Mesa, but he is still holding close as David Carter pulled away about a second off of the pace of these two, the 1 and 2 here. David Carter in P3. As Joseph Kosovic is just shortly behind in P4, with Andreas Masachero in P5, Riley Menier in P6. Diego Masachero has been a tenth off of Riley Menier this entire race so far, and he is definitely clamoring to get by him. You can totally see it. Ed Kerstetter has moved up from P12 at the start to P8, so it's been a good run for him. Ali Raza's P9 right now with some comfortable lead. And that's really what it comes down to here is we have on board here Ed Kerstetter in P8 looking at Diego there, only having peeks at Riley, never really going for it. So it'll be interesting. Oh, is this the moment? Through turn 1, no, he lines back in there, loses a lot of speed through that. If something's going to happen, it's going to happen here. As these drivers have been closer than ever through this sector. Oh, maybe it's going to be Ed Kerstetter going to make a move on Diego Masachero, and Riley Menier is going to have to cover for that as well. Nothing beats that straight line speed of that BMW, that's for sure. Is it? Ed even pulls back in line. Just jumping off of that real quickly, we have Ed Kerstetter is now only a 10th off of Danny Basden. This is the closest he's been. He started this way for about 3 laps at the start, and he's reeled him in a little bit. As David Carter is even pulled away. That's about a 2-second gap now, almost 2.5 seconds. It looks like P1 and 2 are in a league of their own as they pull away from the entire pack. With some other packs forming on track, that's definitely happening in Sector 1 and 3 for a lot of those drivers. So you go side by side. Go! No! Oh! No! Oh! Allard Mesa's going to continue. Oh, he's going to let David Carter by. He's going to let Joseph Kosovic by. He's going to even probably let his own teammate by. Danny Basin is now dropped out to P5, P6. Oh, my God. He peeked his nose in that inside line of the corner, and it sent Basden sideways. That is a race of a different. Oh, Jason Provolone overtakes Train Boy. They are teammates though, so it's just a good clean push ahead for those drivers there. Diego Masachero is still trying to have a pole there. You hate to see it, folks. Definitely hate to see it. It was a fantastic race for these drivers, about 13 minutes in, 14 minutes, and they were neck and neck. They were a 10th to 3/10 off this entire race, and for it to go down that way, it's unfortunate. Yeah, it happens. We have Diego Masachero still biting to overtake Riley Minier. I don't know if he thinks he has the speed or the pace. So we have Riley Minier with 132.8 as his best, and Diego Masachero had a 132.5 as his best lap. And Diego's actually technically faster by 3/10 on Riley Minier, but Riley Minier just putting his car in the right place. So there you have that. Just ahead of him, Allard Mesa has Danny Basden. They're back at it, folks. P4 and 5. I think he was actually, if he didn't give him the position, Danny Basden just had a good pass. But my thoughts of him slowing down in such a manner of what he did, he's actually allowed Basden to overtake him to give him position back. And if he does end up passing him, it will be for a legitimate pass this go around. And that is my only 2 cents on why this driver is now ahead of Mesa. Yikes. Ugh. Ed Kerstetter taking that outside line. Ooh, there goes Diego Masachero. Finally, for the first time, he takes that overtake. Oh, he's so wide. And he does not have his braking marker mapped out there. He's dropped 2 positions for that bold move as Ali Raza overtakes Diego Masachero there, and they're going through that next corner, and he's going to maintain that. Possibly maintain it. It looks like he is so close to this driver. Is he going to try to pull? No. Don't want a repeat of what happened with the 1 and 2. Ooh, we got Jose Bravo. Oh, Reggie King off in the dirt there. Jose Bravo overtakes that position, and he's now P15. That's some great position for the Mexican there, as Ramos is just ahead of him. Ooh, and these drivers are now a 10th off of each other again. And I don't even... It's tough. There are some really good battles happening out on track. as through the fast sectors, these drivers are still a tenth off of each other. That is just a fantastic push. And there goes Ellard Mesa on the inside line. Is he going to be able to take him through? With the straight line speed, he looks like he's actually ahead. And there you have it. Now there is a legitimate pass. Ellard Mesa has now pulled ahead of Danny Baston. Is he going to be able to maintain this? That's the real question. Going on board. And it looks like some strong defending there. And unlikely something will happen on that straightaway, but pulling towards Joseph Kostovich, who is the 9for9 sim racing in the KTM, he is only a tenth off of David Carter, who's actually invalidated his lap this go around. It looks like the fastest lap time we have between these two drivers is actually Joseph Kostovich, who's about 500ths faster than David Carter. Looks like Joseph Kostovich is trying to just keep a good rhythm, find a good run, because he does technically, even with being in P3, he still had the fastest Sector 1 time. With Andreas Massachero hot on the trail, is he is joining these drivers in the top 3. He goes off the grass there. That's going to actually cost him a little bit of time. We have Constable Cody Wassam side by side with Reggie King. Is he going to be able to overtake him? Oh, nope, he is not. That is a lot of drivers in this mix here. And Constable Cody Wassam takes P16 provisionally, I'd like to say, because, he goes off and he's not going to have the... He's still maintaining some good speed, but not enough for this next corner here. Looks like Reggie King just hugs that inside line. Hey, Vivacious, sorry. Oh, look at that. Whoa. Oh, Jose Bravo into the wall. Neck and neck with Constable Cody Wassam, and he does not maintain craft there, and that is unfortunate, as he has lost a position. I think Masters. And Diego Massachero, who made a bold attempt a couple laps ago, is now sitting in P9. Is he going to try to have a go at Ali Raza? And through the inside line, he tries. The back end of the AMG really likes to just slip out a little bit, especially at Brands Hatch. Ed Kerstetter is only a tenth off of Riley Minier, able to gain position, and he is now respectfully behind his teammate as well. Ever so much. And they are so close, with the 10th being the difference. It's staggering that he's able to maintain such a close distance without outbraking himself or tapping the other driver here, especially being in that slipstream through the straightaways. If he was going to make it happen, it's going to be right here. Although he opts for the outside Riley Menier tries to defend the inside line. They are just, in the heat of battle, you could tell Riley Menier is really just keeping his car in the right position because he does not want to get passed by another Area 52 driver, as they already sit in P1, P5, and P7. And the Naps team is also in the top 10 with Andreas in 3, Mesa in 4, and Diego in 9. Whoa, it's that hard braking right there, it just gets me. It just, I clinch up a little bit because that is not something you want to see when you're really pushing on the gas there. Vulcan, I think that's what it is. Just a whoa! Ed Kerstetter is gonna move ahead as he taps Riley Menier through that, and he stops. He's giving the position back, but that opened the door for Ali Raza and Diego Masachero to move ahead, and that is that's unfortunate. Ed recognizes his mistake and reseats position to Riley Menier, who was down from P6 to P8. You hate to see it. Yikes. Yeah, that's it's definitely an F in chat for Riley Menier's consistent race. With only 2/10 between these drivers, he hasn't tried to make a move. Maybe Diego's a little scared after the move he made before, but he has the pace to overtake this driver. He just hasn't found the room, hasn't found the gap in the corners. And you can see that someone's already taken out the Ballards. That's per the usual with this group. And Ed Kerstetter is going to try to have a go at him. They're almost side by side, and he pulls it back in. Can imagine that there's at least some damage, an arrow for both drivers. What's really impressive is over the last couple laps, Danny Basin has been able to reel in Ellard Mesa again. He did have a good split of I think a full second, but is now only 4/10 off of this driver. Is the only whoa, what the heck happened there? I completely missed this, but Joseph Kosovich from the 949 Sim Racing is now P1 with 5 minutes and 42 seconds left to go on the clock. He has overtaken David Carter of Area 52. This is going to be the first race in the last 2 or 3 races, if I'm not mistaken, that we haven't had an Area 52 driver on the top podium. And for the first ever for Kosovich to land P1. As he is zooming by, he's already got split the difference and is almost a full second off of David Carter, with Andreas Masachero only a second and a half off of them. Ellard Mesa overtaken by Danny Baston, unfortunately. Oh, that isn't... Yeah, hate to see that. He got by. think I just have a short memory. I think he was already ahead of him after the last incident. I can't tell. As they go side by side through the straightaway, is this gonna be... Ooh, peekaboo. That's America for you. Put his car in the right position, is able to stay ahead of Ellard Mesa. And car number 55 is off track as he tries to put himself back on. Hopefully there's no traffic there. And that is just smooth racing from these drivers after an unfortunate incident. Diego Masachierto, another smooth driver sitting behind Ali Raza. Still, I don't see the door opening up for any of these drivers to make a solid play. Jet Engelmann, though, he might be the one to show us, as he is on the inside, doesn't have enough speed. He wasn't just in the right position to be able to do it, but it looks like he is now as he goes on down the inside. Is he going to be able to maintain this? Oh, no, he sits right behind. The perspective change is what really gets us here. That is some decal by Train Boy. The Bimmer has legs. Beamer? And it looks like Ellard Mesa is not attacking so much, as he's about 7/10 off of Danny Basin there. It's an unfortunate ending with 2 minutes left to go. We had Ellard Mesa sitting in P1 on qualifying with Danny Basin right behind him in P2. And the 1 and 2 incident, which occurred earlier, sent him to 4 and 5. There's a lot to still happen here on track. We have David Carter about half a second off of Joseph Kostovich. And with the points gained, BMW owners call them Bimmers. I didn't know that. My Bimmers. Or just Beamer. Bimmer? I don't know. Am I pronouncing that wrong? Andreas still 1/10 off of this driver. Jet Engelmann 1/10 off of this driver. Ooh, look at that. Jet Engelmann's going to try to have a closing on that inside corner. He's not far enough in, and the door's shut on him. Potato? I think that's what that is. Because Bimmer sounds like Bimmer, and Beamer with an EA. Timmer? I'd say Timmer. Like, this is why the English language is just awful. And with Joseph Kostovich rounding into the first sector, it looks like Ellard Mesa is going to be able to pick home some points, but Danny Basin's definitely going to be ahead. That's what I always called it then. Beamer. Yeah, Beamer. Like but that you're spelling it Bimmer. It's like you think of simmer. I don't know. Timber? Now I'm all confused. What does timber have to do with anything? I just said Timmer, like or I was just simmer. They are. Oh, whoa, whoa, oh no! What? It looked like Danny Basin went a little. Oh God! And here's Ollie Roz and Diego Masachero pulling ahead. Oh no! Diego goes off track. Danny Basin did not like what happened as he goes ahead of. No. The race is basically over, and there's still drama on the track. As Danny Basin did not like that. He flashes his lights. He loses a position. He's now P5, I believe. It's gonna update in a second. Joseph Kostovich goes P1. David Carter P2. Andreas Masachero P3. Ellard Mesa. Sorry, Ollie Raza's P4. Danny Basin is P5. Diego Masachero goes P6. I'm gonna have to just click this here. Ollie Raza's P4. Danny Basin P5. Diego 6. Riley Minier is 7. Ellard Mesa is P8. Ed Kerstetter P9. Train Boy 10. Jet England 11. Oh man, that was no bueno, everybody. I will go look at the replay and we'll see what happened. Then we have Provolone P12, Josh Willis P13, Josh Willis P13, Romulus P14, Constable Cody Watson 15, Reggie King 16, Andrew Pickerel 17, Granotis 18, Masters 19, Bravo 20, Snyder 21, Beachley 22, Roscoe 23, Kukasing 24. And let's just see here. We had Kostovich, Carter, and on Masachero. I'm going to start with Kosty and get Carter as well, and then Andreas. Hey,
Ducks, and it seemed to help a little bit. Obviously, I'm slower than you guys, but I'm looking at the temps.
Okay, I'll give that a second.
Hey, it was still 100.
Oh, I'll give him another second. I'm gonna get the drivers here. We'll interview them. It's a double header here, so we're gonna be right back at What the heck am I doing with myself here? What? Who? Okay. We'll be interviewing the drivers in just a second. It looks like we had a little bit of an issue here, but let me try to just drag a driver. Kosty, sorry to drag you. I was wondering if I have a second of your time.
Yeah, sure.
What an impressive move. Where did you... P1. What a fantastic drive. Great qualifying, by the way. Really sitting there and splitting those Area 52 drivers. That was fantastic, getting a P3. You landed the pole. This is fantastic. I didn't exactly see what happened, but when did you overtake Carter?
Well, I mean, it was a great race all around for all the guys up front. Shame what happened to Danny. I mean, if Danny and I believe that was Machicero did not, or was that Meza? I'm sorry, I just see BMW.
It was Mesa. Yeah, it was Mesa.
Yeah, Mesa.
Yeah.
If Danny and Meza didn't collide there, they would have had the pace and just been gone. I might have been able to catch Carter on pace, but he made a slight error, went off track a little bit, and I just snuck around. No, great racing, clean. We were side by side going through the back three corners. So no, it was clean racing, and it just kept it on the track, kept my pace consistent, and worked out for me.
Yeah, well, what a fantastic run with the with that car, especially. Is there anything that you're going to take into the next race with this? Or, I mean, yeah, we did see those two drivers, the 1 and 2, step away from you guys. You're 3, 4, and 5 were all together, but 1, 2 stepped away. They did have an incident during Sector 2, which kind of gave you that impetus there. But is there something you're going to learn that you learned from this one?
Yeah, I need to adjust my tire pressures. My front left and rear right were kind of high, so I need to bring those down and think that might give me a little bit more grip. Other than I got to stay close to keeping the draft as long as possible.
Well, copy that. Well, fantastic overall. Thank you for your time. It was
Yep.
what a fantastic race that I got to see by you. Like just sticking in there, and you're able to pull off some a good move, and you stuck really close without making it an unclean race, and fantastic finish for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then I have okay.
Gap and then fought.
I'm going to pull both of you guys at the same time. Hope you don't mind that. We have David Carter, who is P2, and Andreas Monticello, who is P3. Thank you guys for joining me. What a fantastic race. It was sad to see what happened with the 1 and 2, which is what put you guys into position. But David Carter, firstly, you were leading that for a little bit, but what ended up happening with that off-track move that allowed the Kostovich to get by you?
Yeah, just a combination of things. Mostly I was just not driving so well, hitting too many curbs, and as a result, losing some pressure in my tires. So by the time that happened, my tires were in not a great state, but I think that was true of everybody. So yeah, I just made a couple too many mistakes. I think if I had just stayed on track, I would have been able to keep Coasty behind just because of the exits of the Camaro, but he took advantage of the opportunity, and yeah, I couldn't catch him after that. So
well done either way. I mean, you qualified. First of all, in free practice, you had the fastest lap on the record, so I thought that was going to be the base marker for what we're going to see in quali. But you ended up outpacing your best free practice into the in qualifying, and that was fantastic. You get 131s, I believe, 131.9.
yeah, I think I was high 131s. I think the target was quite a bit lower than that, like you saw from the top three. I didn't quite manage to get a clean lap in, but even if I had, we were just saying, yeah, at the beginning of the race there, Danny and Mesa were just kind of walking away with it. If they hadn't come together, they probably could have built a pretty good gap and then started fighting.
Oh, absolutely. I did see the gap was forming at one point, and while it's unfortunate what happened with those drivers on track, I mean, you still were able to pick up some good points. Thank you, Carter.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
I'll move you. And Andreas Masachero, P3. You're also standing in P3 in the Drivers' Championship, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, you're P2 in the Drivers. You're about 60 points behind Danny Payston. That's got to feel really good.
Yeah, P2 is always good. I just this is a really, really tough race for overtaking, and you have to be clean. It's like I know at one point I was catching up to those boys up in the the Carter and was it
Yep.
Carter and Coasty, and just my tires just seem to just fall away at the 10th minute, like 10 minutes left. But what can you do?
Yeah, and I mean, you definitely were gaining. I saw your pace was increasing, and it looked like you could have reeled them in. They still were stepping away just slightly, but is there anything that you were thinking when you noticed that the interaction between the 1 and 2 happened, or were you just focused?
I honestly didn't even know it happened until I just saw Bison on the side of the road, and then I was just like, oh my god, what happened, right? But
Yeah.
I was more so focused on catching Coasty at the time, because Coasty was flying through this track.
Yeah,
Just
he's
absolute monster.
And just keep in mind, he's fast. He's the fastest driver through Sector 1. So if you're going behind him, you gotta make sure you're gonna try to follow the same line. V Vacious says hi while he's watching in chat. So
Hello. How are you?
Well, congratulations. It's some great points for the Naps. You guys all finished in the top 10, despite what ended up happening at the end there. But congratulations, and tell Mesa what a fantastic quali he put in there. And they had some really tight driving for that entire time. So it's just a minor error, but still a great race.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
I agree. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll move you. Okay, everybody. That is the end of the first. We have only 3 minutes and 26 seconds on free practice. And that is, then we're going to be going straight into the qualifying. So 3 minutes here. I'm going to quickly step to see if I can't capture that replay of what ended up happening. We know what happened on that first one. It's clearly that one was pretty simple. But I don't know what happened on that second run because it looked like he was sideways through sector 2, and then he hit him. But he must have hit that inside line there. Anything's possible. So we'll do a little bit of stewarding with some chat help. We can't see if we can get some high hidden 12U. Anyone else wants to say hi? I'm looking now at the speed of things. Let's see, Baisden, Mesa. This was the second to last lap. Okay. And let's do 3. And then 3. Oh, okay. All right. Let's get a little bit of room here. We can clearly see where he had a little bit of the door open. But that is not... You're going to be trying to get... You're actually going to be off track trying to make this move happen. And they are close. But he closes the door, or he's pulling right. But he's pulling right too, and he's trying to go clean. And that's the thing, is there's no more room here. He's got to make that sharp corner, well, sharpish, and there he hits him. And this is what we ended up catching, is he tapped him on that front end. He's going to try to stay clean, and bang, there it is again. And bang some more, because it wasn't enough the first 4 times. Thankfully, no other drivers were on track, and he pulls off a great spin to get back on track. But look at Ali Raza and Diego Mazzuchetto fly through yet another 2 set of drivers that have made contact. But that was what I didn't get there, is why did Diego... Oh, he just didn't have enough. He was going to slam into Ali Raza if he hadn't. He was driving in a defensive manner to deal with that situation. And, that sometimes happens. And you know what? Let's just... Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I just was doing that in the meantime while I was still catching back up to get online here. We're back at it, and it looks like I don't have a clear picture of who's in front. We have car number 54. A lot of these drivers just kind of peeled out quickly. We have David Carter, and that is, car number 52 of Danny Baisden. Yeah, RIP to the. I don't know exactly where the level is on that that file, but yeah, sorry about the I should have said forewarning. That is definitely a loud clip there. Brought to you by one of our esteemed drivers here. We have David Carter and Danny Basden in the front here, in front of the pack with 8 minutes 35 seconds to go on qualifying. We have started qualifying. It's the out lap though. It probably did scare. I mean, I've only heard it a couple times, and I always run everything low. Like this game volume right now is actually pretty low to me. I just don't like hearing things, so I play every game on low set, like the lowest audio. I just immediately switch it to low. I don't want to be scared, or I don't even want to know if an enemy's getting close to me. I accept my fate as it comes. Danny Basin doesn't have any traffic ahead of him though. Car number 42 is Chronotis, and car number 42 did not take out the ballards for Danny Basin, so that's uncharacteristic of Chronotis there. As Danny Basin's on his flyer, we'll see where he ends up, because he was able to improve upon his 132.2 and got a 131.9, being outbeaten by Ellard Mesa for position at the end of qualifying. Let's see what ends up happening here. Ooh, smooth enough to not take out the ballards there as well. This driver shaping up. He is at a 131.7. David Carter does a 131.4. Wow. I'm going to be pulling up these stats here. You can see he's purple through all sectors right now. That is immense for this driver. Ellard Mesa pulls off a 133 clean. Ed Kerstetter goes ahead with a 132.7. Riley Benier with a 132.1. Diego Masachero in P4 with a 132.6. Josh Willis with a 133.2. Train Boy comes across with P7. Where's Kostovich goes across the line with a 133.1. My gosh, a lot of these drivers are really showing their strengths right now. It looks like Kostovich is already 4/10 faster through this next lap here, as he has nobody really in front of him for the... Ooh, that's a nice track. It's just sim racing, little decal on top there. Train Boy's invalidated his lap, so is Riley Manier. As we have more drivers entering positions. Jed Engelman, P11. Constable Cody Wasson, P12. Andrew Pickerel, P13. With a 134.1. Reggie King, 14. Jarek Snyder in 15. T Masters in 18. Ali Raza is P4. I think I said that one already. We have about 6 drivers who have not qualified. 5 drivers who have not qualified. Look at that. It just keeps changing on the board here. We have Joseph Kostovich with a full 8/10 faster on his times. And that is a slow car number 27. Who's that? Car number 27? Car number 27. Riley Manier, who's letting him by because he's on an invalid lap. Joseph Kostovich is 9/10 faster. He goes across the line. He goes P6 with a 132.1. He's got to cut that down. And it looks like if you see a red, red's bad. Red means you're positive on your delta, which means you're positive on your fastest time. It's not what you want. You want a negative. Green. Green, green, green is what we're looking for. And 1, 2, and 3 and 4 and 5 are all positive on their delta. Danny Basden has 6-second deficit. Maybe he's just trying to maintain. Maybe he's just practicing and not even trying to go for it. Elard Mesa and Andres Masachito pull ahead with a P3 and P4. What a fantastic run from these drivers. Did not even notice this, but their Sector 2 time is the same. Purple, a 23.778. That is impressive for the Naps team as they go ahead in the top 5 with Diego Masachero sitting comfortably in P10. He's actually going to improve upon his time enough so that he's actually going to drop to the P6 range, if I'm not mistaken. He just needs to maintain this above 5/10. Going across the line, he goes P7, just behind Joseph Kostovich. Kosti going around that final corner into the straight. He's 2/10 faster, and that's all he needs to get to the 131s. And he's going to cross the line. He's P6 now. What's he going to be? P5? That's it? That is some strong racing from the top 5 drivers. That's for sure. All sitting in the 131s. And I don't even know who to look at right now. We have Jarek Snyder, who's P21 right now. He crosses the line. He goes P18. And he's what a fantastic run. Go to Coasty. He's invalidated his lap. I think he's done with qualifying. Mike Burkhoff going around that final straight. And it looks like he's going to pick up P12. And that goes to show you it's a really rough game. In the 132s, a lot of the from P12 to P1, everyone's from 131 to 132. And just behind them is the 133s of 5 more drivers. And I'm just going to click. And with only a minute and 40 seconds left to go, it looks like some of these drivers are already just packing up their bags and sitting in the pit lane. Is Ali Rasa goes P6. Also looked like Reggie gave him a little toe to go through that final corner. Allard Mesa is the driver to look at. He's got a 131.6. He needs 2/10 to get quicker than Area 52 drivers. And it looks like he could possibly be making a move right here for it. It's actually lost a little bit of time through that straight. Almost a full 10th. And he has invalidated his lap. And that's going to be it for him. Cornotis, who's going through final corner into the straight. He's 3/10 faster right now. 4/10. Picked up a lot of speed there. Maintaining 4/10. This is going to put him significantly further up in the pack. P18 now, P17 significantly is an overstatement, I guess. I should have, I don't know what I was thinking. And here's Jason Provlin of TWP Racing, which all 3 TWP Racing drivers were able to pull off some good points, capitalizing on some yellow flags from some other drivers. As Provlin goes across the line, he is not able to improve upon his time. And that is it for him. We have Jose Bravo of the Tocos Locos team in P22, who's already a full 8/10 faster. And being 8/10 faster will put him ahead of his rivals there. There goes that BMW across the line. He gets P19. That's a really impressive finish with Erica Caston crossing the line at P23 and stays P23. And Masters is done. Drew Pickerel, maybe? We have Andrew Pickerel, a Totally Legit Racing team, who's one of the last drivers in the lineup to cross the line here, as qualifying has ended. Number 90 of Masters. I believe he's crossed the line. I don't think he is aware. Yep, as it finally ends with going. Well, thanks for joining us in the second of the doubleheader here at Tracklicious Sim Racing. And it's not too late to think about our endurance race, as we have 3 minutes left to go before the start of this race. To join us, the last race is going to be December 11th. It's going to be Silverstone, 8-hour long event with the 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time qualifying. That's going to be a real interesting race because it's going to be a multi-class GT3 and GT4. And we already just had the November 13th one at Bathurst, so you can go watch that. That one's available on Twitch. It's a 4-hour event that we just did. So that's a little bit of that, if you're interested at all. Just got to get ready for this. And if you weren't aware, the Dust Till Dawn has actually just started today, and you missed it today, but you can always catch it for the next one, and that is the 949 Sim Racing. I don't know if you can still register with it because it's just started. The first round was tonight, but you can catch them next week, and those are the times there, I think at 7 p.m. on Twitch. You can go to the 949 Sim Racing and join them, as we have a couple 949 drivers, as we also collaborate with them with the endurance races. So go ahead and check them out. And we have Danny Bazin of Area 52 starting this off with the 1-2 lockout by the Area 52 drivers. David Carter in P2, Ellard Mesa in P3. Let's take a closer look at these drivers. That is a 3-4 finish, and what it looks like there, that's the two naps sitting right behind the two Area 52s, and even more so, you got Kerstetter and Diego sitting right there in P8 and 9. These two teams are like Mercedes and Red Bull right now. They have been on fire, and look at that KTM of Coasty in P5, and Ali Raza of TWP Racing in P6. And that is Riley Manier in P7, car number 27 of the Greendale Community College team. I want a closer look at this one. I think this is actually what you want to see. This is a close. I can't say that on Twitch, but you can definitely read it. And then there's Jason Provolone, Area 8, car 82 of TWP Racing. That's number 18 of Train Boy. And then car number 72 is Mike Burkhoff. And 13 is Greendale Community College, locking those two areas out. Car number 33 of Andrew Pickerel and Josh Willison, car number 22 of the Third Eye team. I think it's Third Eye. And 747 coming out of the sky, that's Jed Engelman of Flying Lizard Porsche. Not Porsche, Flying Lizard Motorsports. Something like that. Car number 42 of Cornotis there. Ooh, this race is about to start. Reggie King is car number 44. We have Jose Bravo of the Tocos Locos. Jarek Snyder of Totally Legit Racing. That's Train Masters and Beetlejuice. Beachley in the Gianetta. And Erica Cassian and Santiago Orozco following that out, as they have left the straightaway and left my camera view. Now, we've been doing Driver of the Day For these races, driver of the day, it's mostly been the chat helping me decide who should get driver of the day. It could be who's most improved upon. Definitely have to figure that out halfway through this race, whether or not. Nobody's really went from the back of the pack to the front of the pack. It can be the race winners. That's definitely happened before. So we go through Sector 2. Pilgrim's Drop. And you know, it's really going to be tough because, like, we've seen some plays, but we haven't seen anything that's I guess, more. I don't know. I guess I'm going to just determine whoever wins this might be driver of the day, unless we see some really impressive driving out of a driver that's in the midfield that comes to the front. Freedom 1 and Freedom 2. That could be driver of the day. Let's just give it a... Driver of the day is freedom. So where would you be without freedom? You wouldn't have rides? It's the full out lap, formation lap that's about to go green, green, green. Definitely needed for the GT4 tires to warm up.
Green light, go, go, go.
And here we're off. It's fairly smooth so far. Fairly smooth. Fairly smooth. Wait, we got 3 wide right here. What are those drivers doing? Still clean. Somebody took out the ballards there. And we have David Carter, who's in P2, just still skirting on 2/10 off of Valard Besa with Andreas Mascherano right behind him. Still no incidences so far. This has been a clean race through and through at the start. That is really impressive. I mean, it's what we strive for here at Trackless Sim Racing, but it's always great when it goes that smooth. And there's Andreas trying to maintain himself as he doesn't want Kostovic to get too close. Kostovic is one improvement he was going to make is his tire settings. Let's see if he's going to be able to improve upon his pace due to those tire changes. So we are still green, green, green going through this. Or clean, clean, clean. Yeah, I don't know. Ali Raza is side by side with Riley Manier here. Let's see if we can't get a closer look. See, he overtakes him on the inside. Oh, no! Oh! That is... He saves it, but that was a driver. Car number 27 and car number 53 of Riley. Car number 27 is in 53. Oh no, who's 53? Ed Kerstetter made contact going through turn 2. And there's Riley Manier in P12, now P11, overtaking Jason Provolone. That's unfortunate. It's a lot of position lost. All these drivers are still maintaining a good line, good pace. And there are no team orders by Area 52 as they let each other just race, so there's no blocking happening here. That is just David Carter defending because he has to, not because he's trying to let Baston step away to secure a podium finish here. And Riley Minier is just a couple tenths off of his teammate, Mike Burkhoff, P10. It is very difficult to pass on this track, but you can also just see that everyone's trying to maintain a clean, tight race, as the pace of every driver is relatively the same at this moment. They're still so close. And there has been no real improvement, as they're still about a tenth off. And Carter's really reeling in his teammate ever so slightly, just a tenth off of him. Sorry, 4 tenths off of him right now. Let's see some of these drivers. Eckerson in P8. With Ollie Raza short behind, and both those Greendale Community Colleges behind him. And Provolone actually split the Greendale Community College with all 3 drivers almost in a lineup with, you can see that right in the back there with that blue car, and then there's that pink hood in the back there. Josh Willis in P17. Something must have happened to this driver, right? Car number 22 not involved in any. Car number 22 and 44. Car number 44 is Reggie King. Had a bit of some contact, which at the 6-minute mark, which means he definitely lost a little bit of position there. And there's Jet Engelman. He's trying to have a poke his nose in at Andrew Pickrell, but is not able to. You just look at this right now. Look at the step off we have forming here. All these drivers are still so close together in this pack, but 949 Sim Racing of Joseph Kostovich is P5, and he's maintaining closely to the 1, 2, 3, 4. But then car number 84 of Diego Masachero is just sitting in P6, kind of stepping away from the pack behind him, definitely not gaining on the pack in front of him. There's a lot of close. I think this is really just going to come down to who makes a mistake here. Because there's been no overtaking. It's Jason Provolone. As I say that, Provolone goes down the inside line on Constable Cody Wassam. Super clean, maintains it. He overtakes him. I think Train Boy wants to do the same. He goes at him side by side. They're going through turn 2, and Train Boy overtakes Constable Cody Wassam. As Andrew Pickerel is going to try to maybe have a go at him as well. You lose 1, you lose 2. That's some positions lost there. Ali Raza now side by side with Mike Burkhoff, unable to improve upon that. Joseph Kostovich is now only a tenth off of Andreas Masachero, who's already a second and a half off P3. So you can definitely see the car 4 and 5 are definitely in a battle of contention for their own right now, and it's going to probably be a battle of who's going to just make a mistake. Car number 33. Oh no, Andrew Pickerel is off, having made contact. Oh no, and he's trying to be safe about it. And he was sitting up here in the middle of this pack, so something must have happened there for him to be. Car number 33 in 747, so that is Jet Engelman in P619. P16, 19. It's definitely back there. Jason Provolone in P11. It's just any wonder if he can slice through the pack here. Oh, and Train Boy's back end just going out on him. Something you've seen a little bit through that hairpin. As we jump on board with Jason Provolone, who's 0.2 off of Mike Burkhoff and is faster than... He's actually not faster than Mike Burkhoff. Whoa! As he goes a little wide there. He opened the door, and Mike Burkhoff a little bit into the grass there. He's been overtaken for P10. But is he going to... Mike Burkhoff's technically faster. Already on the inside line. Jason Provolone and Mike Burkhoff about to touch. They don't, though. Oh, there's another driver off this side there. Who is that? That was Chronotis. Definitely deep in the grass there. And look at this lineup. Is Josh Willis going to try to go 3 wide? Overtaking 2 cars in the process. That's Train Boy and Constable Cody Wassam. Oh, no! And that is... Train Boy already went into the pit. I don't even know which one that was. That was Mike Burkhoff also jumping back out there. Ellard Mesa is now only a 1/10 off of this driver, David Carter, who's already split a 1.5 seconds off of his teammate. And you can see how close this driver is. If we went to through the fast parts and the corners, he's maintaining a close line on him. Maybe try to cut that a little bit more. It's not going to be enough. And essentially, David Carter, while having to battle Ellard Mesa, has left the door open for Danny Basin to maintain pace in clean air, not having to worry about a car behind him, and he's pulling away ever so slightly, and that's just truly unfortunate as they set themselves up for turn 1. And he goes for it down the inside line. This is an overtaking spot through the hairpin. He overtakes him cleanly and efficiently. Ellard Mesa now holds P2 as he goes in the attack. He's definitely going to try to reel in Danny Basin there. Jason Provolone. Oh, and there's Josh Willis in P11. Having come back, I think he started P11. But having come back from P18 to now be back close to the points with Constable Cody Watson rounding it out in P10. And Provolone down the inside line. They're side by side. But not enough for him to get by right there. These two are still battling it out. Jason Provolone and Josh Willis side by side again. But Josh Willis just having the inside line for the next corner is going to be able to maintain a good strategy there. And Joseph Kosevich, who was in P5 at the start of this race, P4, only down P5 actually. He was P5. He started P5. Winner of the last race. Keeping that KTM in the front of the pack there. Only 3/10 off of Andreas Massachero there. And what a race these drivers have had. We have Mike Burkhoff already overtaking T Masters there after an incident that occurred through the final corner. Jet Engelmann is about 3/10 off of this. Oh, Josh Willis was just overtaken by Jason Provolone in the sector 2. So it's not definitely impossible to overtake, but it's definitely difficult. And this battle, which has been raging on for several laps now, has allowed Constable Cody Wassam to kind of skirt away from them and pick up the pace. He doesn't have to deal with the trebles with Provolone just yet. And we have Chronotis or Snyder off in the dirt there. And we're just going to hop on board with Josh Willis, who, whoa, he went really wide there. Only the KTM cuts grass, not the Porsche.
We are halfway through, not over yet.
And look at this set of events here. We have Jet Engelmann, Jarek Snyder, and Jose Bravo all fighting for position. And that position's going to be P15. Jet Engelmann tried to go on the inside line. He didn't have it, but he made the attempt. We just passed the halfway point on this race. Still anybody's guess is what's going to happen. Although, seeing the 1 through 5 going through Sector 1, and most of these drivers are still sitting in Sector 2 or 3. There's a lot to say about that for those drivers. Not going to be able to get up there. Now with Mesa and P2, David Carter's... Oh! Whoa! Whoa! Oh, no! And that KTM also is sideways. Oh, and Andreas definitely tapped David Carter. And Coasty is down. I repeat, we have a KTM down on track. And he's gonna, being as safe as he possibly could, he rejoins the track in 12th, 13th, possibly 14th. Poor Coasty. Ed Kerstetter gets ahead of his teammate David Carter, who is also off track, with Andreas Massachero following shortly behind. Those Area 52s are now split between a Mesa. Actually, we have Diego Massachero in P3 with Kerstetter, Carter, Massachero again. So you hate to see it. We're already being halfway through the race. Looks like Kerstetter gets overtaken by David Carter, and now they are side by side with Andreas Massachero, and Andreas gets by, allowing his own teammate to get by. Open the door for that to happen. And Andreas now holding P5, having picked up P3 last race, is sitting between an Area 52 sandwich, something he probably didn't want to happen, and here it is. They were clean through this lap, unlike last lap. And he's got a 10th off from the driver behind him and a 10th off from the driver in front of him. Or 2/10 off in the front of him. We have Danny Baston in P1 with a 2-second gap from Ellard Mesa. And then Andreas Mastrichetto has got a 10-second gap from his own teammate in P2. And the door for P4 is 4 seconds to 3. And those drivers are all now 3/10 off of each other. And Kostovich, who was P5, sitting in P12. Now down the inside line on Josh Willis. He doesn't reel him in yet, but we already know where his strength is at the moment in time. And we'll see it happen through Sector 1, I believe. Is Jason Provolone's only 3/10 off of Josh Willis. Oh, look at that. There you have it. Through Sector 1, through the hairpin, Josh Willis goes a little wide. Joseph Kostovich is able to overtake it cleanly without even having to make much work of it. And we have Mike Burkhoff at P18. Very fast-paced driver who's sitting in the back of the pack. Some incidents that occurred. Yeah. Put him where he's at now. So goes side by side with Jet Engelman. He definitely is going to be able to close the door there and take piece 17. Although that dirt really is going to slow him down. Not enough for Jet to make a move. And with that being said, oh, that was an explosion, everybody, and I don't know where from. Oh. Constable Cody Wassam just showing his abilities here to maintain safe, persistent, clean pace, and has put himself in the points because of it, despite the errors of others, and is also defensively driving in a great manner, not blocking, but just putting his car in the right place. And we're back at it with these drivers. 4, 5, and 6 are still close together, but these drivers are finally getting close. You have Andreas only a 10th off of Carter there in the fast part, so always get close to somebody in a corner, but it's really just about, are you able to maintain that when you're getting into the fast bits? Is he going to try to pass him down the straightaway here? No, he's just going to set himself up for the corner. Oh, wow. Oh, they touched. They touched. They definitely touched. He's now on the dirty side of the track. That was a little bit of a tap, I believe. Car 14 and car 54 definitely did tap. Loses a little bit due to that fact, and now Ed is 2/10 behind Mastrichetto there. The suspense is killing me. We've got 7 minutes left to go on this race, and a lot of drivers are still really close to each other. 2/10. We have Kerstetter to Massachero. Andreas is about 8/10 off of Carter. We have Provolone 2/10 off of Constable Cody Wassam. Still 2/10 off of Constable Cody Wassam. We have Mike Burkhoff sitting right behind Jose Bravo, Tocos Locos team. And he's 2/10 off of this driver. Now 1/10 off of this driver. Really want to see him make a move. As we go on board. And that is a driver off track in front of them. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Whoa! Oh! Oh my! And that is a 3-wide disaster with the vortex of danger rubber stamped on that. And that is unfortunate. You hate to see it, folks. You could clearly see that Jarek Snyder had gone wide through that corner and was off in the dirt. But through the lens of what we're looking at, he might not have been paying too much attention to such a thing happening as he was trying to overtake the driver strictly ahead of him, Jose Bravo. And then that rejoin was right where he wanted to open the door because he had the pace to get past him. But it just became a moment where he tried to slide his nose in between two cars. And then the ensuing moment occurs. Ali Raza tried to overtake Riley Manier there. They're a 10th off of each other, but Riley Manier closed the door. It's a maintained racecraft for P8 and 9. 7 and 8, I should say. Ugh. We got a couple of these Total Legit Racing drivers making their way through the field. Jarek Snyder as well, having been involved in that incident, as Andrew Pickrell overtakes Jose Bravo. That was very quick. Very quick. And praise to the cameraman for doing good work. Ooh, you can see that damage. That's a lot of damage. With Jarek Snyder impressively overtaking Jose Bravo through the hairpin there. And Ali Raza now going through the first corner. Third corner. Third sector. I'm gonna get coffee. And here we have Joseph Kostovich. Coasty of 949 Sim Racing is P10 right now. He picked up another position from Jason Provolone, and now it's going to be, oh, wow. You know, that's actually kind of quite interesting. Josh Willis was right behind Joseph Kostovich, and now Kostovich is now 3 positions up there, overtaking Provolone. And now it's going to be who was battling Constable Cody Wassam, but their battle sent them into such a split that now Kostovich is battling Wassam. And Coasty was the winner of the last race, but now coming back from dropping from P5 and coming back and is now only P10, having let the majority of the grid pass him when he tried to make his re-entry safely on the track. That's some driver of the day status stuff, if I don't say so myself. Or we're going to be giving it up to Danny Baston for just racing an impressive race. Had a bad race. Oh, look at that. Tries to peek at him. Danny Baston, who's leading this race, and he is going through sector 1 right now through the hairpin. He has the fastest. No, he doesn't. David Carter has the fastest lap on track right now with a 131.4. Needs flex seal for all that damage. Yeah. And there he goes down the inside line through turn 1. Is he going to be able to move? Ooh. Perfectly executed as he goes ahead of Constable Cody Watson. But Jason Provolone making the... Oh, it looked so much closer than it was, but I thought he was going to try to make up the pace as well. But there you have it. Joseph Kosovic is now P9, having dropped from P18, or having dropped to P18 from P5 originally through this race. Just goes to show you what kind of drivers are at 949 Sim Racing, that they're able to get ahead like this. As we go on board with Jason Provolone.
Right, man. Leaders on the final lap. Give it all you can.
Leaders on the final lap here. So these drivers are gonna, if he's gonna make a move, he's gonna have to do it within this this next full lap. And Provolone has been biding his time. He's been a 10th off of Constable Cody Watson this entire race. And he's even let another driver by who's got some pace ahead of his. Both of them have. But is Provolone going to finally be able to slice through the middle of this cheesy driver ahead of him and finally take a position? That is P10. That is strong points. And just switching shortly, because we have Andreas Masachero in P5 attacking Carter for P4. He doesn't need to do this because the team championship points only matter for the top 2 positions. And Elard Mesa and Diego Masachero are already in P2 and 3, so Andreas' points only matter for the Drivers' Championship, which would still be... Hopefully you guys are still there, still can hear me. I apologize. It looks like I lost...
Go, go, go.
Oh, and all the drivers have left. Okay, well, let me just, yeah, let me just pull some of the drivers who I think are the winners. Just join me for the after effect here as we, as I believe it was Danny Baston, Elard Mesa, and Andres Masachero. Yeah, I'll just grab this guy real quick. Danny, sorry to drag you. What a fantastic race. I believe you finished P1?
P1.
Well, congratulations, Danny Basin, for finishing this race in P1. You were in P1 last race, and then, you know, an incident occurred, 2 incidences for that matter. But did you let that affect you as you went into this race?
No, it's all good fun. And in the first race, Meza and me were just racing really hard. He was going for opportunities, and I was trying to make his opportunities disappear. So it was just a fun race all around.
It looked like you did successfully do that, and we did get a good look at what happened on that last race. When through the replay, you closed the door because you were going to be going hard through that corner like everyone always does, and he was just still there when you were turning in, and he tapped that right rear, and you know some hits occurred. But what a fantastic race you did. Did you really step away from him at all, or were you worried? Because it looked like you two were still on pace for most of that race.
Yeah, we were still racing hard afterwards. I think our pace dropped off a little bit because after the spins, it does hurt the tires. But no, we did our best to try and catch up. We were just a little too far back.
Well, I mean, yeah, and I mean, I think about halfway through the race, it looked like Mesa was about 1.5 seconds off of you, and it didn't really look like he was closing the door. Were your tire pressures all right through that, or did you have to worry about anything?
So I was noticing that the Camaro goes through initial tire wear phase, like right at the beginning of the race. So after about 2 or 3 laps, the tires just die off, and then they come back around a couple laps later. So the BMW is much lighter and friendlier on its tires.
Mm-hmm.
So towards the end of the race, they start dying off a little bit. So it's kind of like a little balancing act there. But yeah, no, I think the tire wear here was just pretty brutal.
Well, I didn't get to see the exact ending of what happened, but it was, unquestionably just looking at you through the race, just scrolling up to see that you still had a great clean air, not a lot of traffic to deal with that was causing any issues. Thanks for joining us, Danny, and congratulations on P1. And being able to maintain good racecraft after everything that happened on that first race. Um, yeah, congratulations.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Looking forward to the next one, and I'll see you on Sunday.
Oh yeah, Sunday you're gonna be finally joining us with that one. That's gonna be great.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right. So we have Ellard Mesa and Diego Masachero, P2 and P3 respectively. I believe that's correct.
Yep.
Okay, I just did not catch the final ending. A little bit of internet issues there, but Ellard, fantastic race. You weren't able to just reel him in, Danny Bazin there, but you were able to get some good points. I think you're going to be overtaking Andreas Masachero in the Drivers' Championship for this, but you also gained some good points for the team. Is there anything that you would have done differently through this race that you had done that you did in the last race, but also great qualifying on that first race?
Thank you. Something different. Maybe not be as aggressive going to the couple of turns with Danny.
Mm-hmm.
I think the speed difference in the corners on the first race was greater than the second race. As you can see, that I couldn't really catch up to Danny, so he was much faster. But yeah, overall like a good race. Danny and I, like he said, it was hard racing. It was fun. The point was not to push him off and then continue on. I give up the positions like twice
Yeah,
because I hit him
absolutely.
twice.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
great job for doing that. That's such a well commendable thing to be able to do, especially when you know the drivers that are going to be kind of whizzing by you. As we saw, Diego Masachero was able to pull several positions off of both of those incidences that occurred, and so congratulations to you, Diego, finishing P3. You definitely weren't qualifying better than your brother. But you definitely were able to score better points. Is there something you did differently? Maybe just were a little bit more safe?
To be honest, I just want to say I like being on the podium. It's very nice. I want to make it more often.
Yeah,
But
congratulations.
no, honestly, I raced as fast as I could, and unlike the first race, I wasn't behind anybody this time. So passing here is insane. So luckily, this race, I had clear air for like 90% of it, and at the end, when there was that incident, I was just praying that I wouldn't blow it on the last couple corners, and I just try to be safe, really
Mm-hmm.
safe, but still really fast, as fast as I can.
Well, congratulations to all three of you. The Naps team really pulled ahead and showed some great pace, and you guys got some great podiums. And also just the fact, like, seeing, I like compared it to Red Bull, Mercedes. You guys definitely are sitting there in the lockout with another great team, and you guys show it, week after week, despite the hardships that have happened. So, like a couple weeks ago. So, congratulations to still, coming back here and racing the way you guys do. It's fantastic to watch.
It's fun to be in.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been fun.
And thanks for joining me, guys. I'll pull you down.
All right.
All right.
And thank you, everybody, for joining me as I reconnected. Had a little bit of a issue there, so we didn't get to see the final ending, but we do know who was in the top three, and that is what really matters here. So everybody, we're just going to go to another racing league, and join me there. And thanks for joining us. We're going to be here on Saturday and also Sunday.